Hey, what's up? It's Ramonda Cottrell with www.brickhouse.talk.com. And Bay Area, you're not ready. Today in the studios with me, I have Mr. Chris Riggins, the comedian. What's going on, Chris?
Hey, what's up with you? How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for stopping by Brickhouse Talk.
Oh, well, I like to do things like this from time to time. Come stop by, holler at the peoples. You know what I mean?
We really appreciate it. Now, look, I'm going to try to get through this interview with you without, laughing and everything. I'm trying to
totally good.
hold my composure and all that. Now, Chris, how did you get started? What made you want to be? Were you one of those kids? No. Okay, so what I want to ask you is that how did you get started, being a comedian? What made you want to start doing stand-up?
Actually, I got challenged to do stand-up. I was actually just out in the smoking section with friends, and we were talking, and I was capping on my friend, and he said, yo, you think you funny? I bet you won't get on stage. And I said, yeah, right. And so a couple of weeks later, we were talking, and he said, so Chris, I got Dave Chappelle coming into town next week. Do you want to get up and open up for him because you was talking all that mess? And I was like, yeah. It might have been alcohol at the time, but I figured how often are you going to get offered a chance to open for Dave Chappelle for your very first time? So I took it. I went on stage. The first time I did comedy, I did 10 minutes of comedy, and I had 3 jokes. I had a joke about the Kardashians, a joke about Stevie Wonder, and I think I had a joke about my kids, or my kid at the time. And I did 10 minutes, and I got a standing ovation, and that's how I got into comedy.
So I can so see you as one of those kids at school, one of those class clowns that's interrupting the class and everything. So you sure didn't stimulate it before that?
It probably did. I'll be honest, I've always been kind of goofy, but I didn't, in school, I was the victim a lot, so.
Oh.
I know, right?
Why were you the victim? I can't see that.
I was so cute. It was just.
They was hating on you.
Hating at a young age. I don't get it. So, but no, I was kind of goofy in class. I talked a lot. I did, because I think I get that from my mom.
I've seen you a few times now, and what I like most is when you're on stage, you're just moving around, stretching, bending down and everything. What's up with that? You're doing Pilates on stage and telling jokes?
I figure give the people a full show. You can't see the words coming out. You can hear them, but why not give you some visuals and show off my prowess, and also it keeps me limber, you know what I mean? You never know, for instance, if I say a joke that somebody don't like, especially with black folks, someone might jump on the stage. I need to be stretched out so I can at least get away from them or defend myself depending on the size and gender of the person jumping on stage. So little old ladies, big black dudes, I don't know why I do that.
Just make sure you're ready at all times.
Exactly. Did you enjoy it? Was it wasn't distracting?
Oh, absolutely not. I think it actually complimented your show really well. But the last time I seen you was at this show, Dare to Laugh, Eric Barber production, and it was in Martinez. This show was filled with heavy hitters. Comedian after comedian on the stage. You guys were all hilarious. How was that experience?
Great show. I have anytime I get to perform with my man Kirk McHenry, that's always fun because me and Kirk, we actually kick it outside of comedy. So, going up and doing shows with him is awesome because I get to watch him and see how he does stuff because he's OG, old.
Kirk, mwah.
What's up, young heavy D? No, he's like a good mentor. He's I've learned a lot from him. And then Dennis Gaxiola was on it, John Alston. Who else was on that show? It was a lot of people. My man Chris Storm, Frankie Quinones. A lot of people that when you're on the show with them, you as a comedian are gonna have a good time because you're gonna sit there and watch them. A lot of shows I might be outside talking or gone after I do my set, but this was a show it was Dare You to Laugh, and we dared everybody and we made them laugh.
Yes, you guys did it. Like you said, the show is funny when I see the comedians laughing, at the comedians on stage and everything. So tell me this, I noticed that in your comedy, you talk a lot about relationships and everything like that. And I know that you're married. So Are some of the things that you're talking about are from life experiences at home, and do your wife get bothered? Like, don't be talking about me on stage, sometimes?
Well, you know what? We have a rule. Like, if it's super personal, I can't put it in my act. But if it's funny and she laughs about it at home, then I can put it in the act. I don't, really, like, I got a few jokes about her, but because I'm more scared of her than I'm scared of anybody else, I don't really do them a lot. But it is like, it's personal stuff that I've been through and stuff that I like, stuff that my friends go through. Like, there's certain friends that can't come to my shows because a lot of stuff I say is straight from what they told me and I wasn't supposed to tell anybody. But they made a mistake by telling me. So, no, it's just, life, general stuff. I try to do stuff that people can relate to. Somebody that, like, I want to be able to go to any audience, any crowd, and say a joke. And just because it's a human thing as opposed to a race thing, everybody can relate to it. And everybody has been in relationships. Everybody has, there's a lot of people married. And it's just about relating to the people. That's all.
So how long have you been doing stand-up?
5 years now.
You're such a natural. I mean, like, we can't even get through this interview without stopping because you just, everything you say is just really funny.
Thank you. No, it's fun. It's like, it's natural. Like, I don't know. I think being a comedian is, you also have to have a little natural talent for it. Like, you have to be a person that can talk to people. I used to be on speech and debate. I'm actually, if you need to know, I'm actually a gold medalist, national champion speech and debate competitor, Phi Rho Pi.
Woo woo.
Yeah, I don't even know that this is a real fraternity, but yeah, basically, I did speech and debate and poetry and stuff, and then also being that I was a rapper before a comedian, I am used to being. I think it's mostly just being in front of crowds. I'm used to that. I did a theater in Italy, and it was 1,200 people there. I've done the Monterey Jazz Festival, so I've been on large stages before. So I think for me, it's different because now I don't have the music to hide behind. Like, before I had a band, and if I messed up, I could say, "Go band," and now it's like if I mess up, it's like.
No, but see, it's different with you to me, my perception, because it's like you don't have to work at it. And it just comes naturally with you,
I have to work.
No, you don't. I mean, like, just everything you say is like, oh, really? Oh. But, wait a minute, wait. You said that you used to rap. So you rapped before you became a comedian? What happened with that?
I wasn't as good at rapping as I am at telling jokes. No, you know what happened? I got to a point where I was doing recording stuff and I was trying to make it, and it just wasn't happening. Like, it wasn't even like getting remotely close to happening. And I had a child, and I was just kind of like, what? I'm not feeling it anymore because it's not fun.
I could certainly see you in a sitcom or in a movie, a comedy, or what have you. Is that in your future? Acting?
I don't know. Is it, people? Like, I hope so. Like, I wouldn't mind doing it. I really want to get into writing. I really want to get in behind the scenes and, like, maybe get in front of the camera too. I have a sexy face, so I figure why not, but, everybody don't know that yet. But you're going to tell them. So, but yeah, I would love to do movies or TV or something like that. I don't know about TV because I don't want to be clean. I'm not saying I like to sit and just cuss, but I like to be me, and I have a very warped mind, and I don't think my mind is prepared.
Okay, so that's my thing too, Chris. So I've thought that if a comedian, can you do both?
I can.
Okay, because I had a show just recently, and I don't know where you were, but you weren't a part of it. But anyways, we had a comedy show recently, and we had some heavy hitters too. As you mentioned, Kirk McHenry, which is Brickhouse Talk's 2012 Comedian of the Year, Tika, Keon Poley, Big Tree the comic, and Daniel Dugar. It was awesome. It was an awesome show, and those guys, they came up and they really, and I've heard them do Blue, I guess that's what you would call it.
I think that's what they call it, Blue.
Yeah, and then they were able to change that, and the show was still funny. And I respect comedians that are able to be diverse in that sense.
I can do that. I can act. Here's the thing. For me, it's a matter of, do you just want clean language, or do you want clean material? Because clean language is one thing. I can take the cuss words out of anything and make it sound decent, but it's the when you want me to change my material, because like I don't write for those shows. I write for, actually, I just kind of write for myself. I write the stuff that I think of as funny and how I think it's funny. I think that's one of the things about comedy that makes it good, is when you hear the perspective of the comedian as opposed to just a generic recycled version of the same topic. So I try to think of that when I'm writing. So when I'm writing, I'm not necessarily saying, oh, I should write this cleanly so I can get on TV. I just kind of write because I want to be funny,
Who has paved the way for you? Like, what comedians have inspired you?
Well, of course, the man I opened for, Dave Chappelle, very big inspiration. Actually, I've actually got a chance to talk with him, and it's invaluable to actually just listen to him. Other people, I would say, Chris Tucker, I really enjoy. Chris Rock, another brother that just made it to network television, W. Kamau Bell, very good comedian. I'm not really, also I'm one of those people that I kind of like to look at the local people that are around me. But one big influence I'd say is Patrice O'Neal. May he rest in peace. He's the type of guy who I want to be when I think of comedy. Like, he's a comedian's comedian, plus millions of people love him, and he just, the way, like, he's like how I was describing, like, going clean. He was just very much who he is and what he does, and he's not changing it, and he still was able to break into TV and all that stuff. So, those are my inspirations as far as comedy, and my mama, because she funny as hell.
Your mama's funny too?
She funny because she think I'm going to go back to college.
How can people get in contact with you if they want to book you for shows or just follow you on Twitter, Facebook?
I got all that stuff. Isn't that cool? I got like Twitter, I got Instagram, I got Facebook. I think I still got a MySpace page, not sure. I think there's music on that page still, so that's how long it's been. But if you want to get in contact with me, just go to my Facebook page, Chris Riggins, hit it up. Say, hey, I like your stuff. I want to come see you. Also on Twitter, Cool Chris, but that's Kewl Chris, like Cool Chris. And then can I say my Instagram name is same as my Twitter name, but it's Cool as Chris. Is that okay?
Yeah. So check him out. Okay, now, before you leave, it is a Brickhouse Talk ritual for you to grace us with either a joke, or you have to rap for me, Chris. Which one? You have to do one.
Chilling in the studio with Brickhouse Talk, walking that walk and talking that talk. I've been doing this for years, making people fear. Chris' microphone skills is real. I still do things from time to time with rhyme. I blow your mind, and I'm going to shine no matter, like a diamond. I'm always climbing, grinding, getting mine. When smiling, making people laugh, I'm wildin'. I tell jokes for money, I crush raps for fun. I do it all without the use of a gun. Number one in your heart, number one on your mind. Brickhouse Talk, yo, bring it back one time.
Woo! I love it. That's hot. That's hot. Oh, I love that. That's hot. Thank you so much. Okay, so any special acknowledgments, shots out you want to give?
Just to everybody, my crew, Ankh Marketing, Smurf Griffin, and Kids Table Productions. Who else? Oh, Be Funny 365, my dudes. And to all the comedians out there, let's make some money. Let's be famous or whatever we got to do. That's it. And you, Brickhouse Talk, because they're the only people that care enough about me to interview me. You hear that, Essence?
This is only the beginning, believe you me.
She cute, too.
Wait a minute. You said for me to tell them, too, that you were cute, too, to let them know.
Fine, really.
You heard it. Brickhouse Talk, you heard it here first. Anyways, thank you so much. Thank you so much for stopping by, Chris. It's been my pleasure. I am a fan. You are hilarious. You have to come and do a show for us. You have to be a part of our next event.
Let me know.
Definitely.
Put me down.
Definitely.
Call my manager.
We will. We will.
Mama, you hear? She gonna call you.
All righty then. Well, thank you again. And I am Ramonda Cottrell with Chris Riggins with www.brickhousetalk.com.